Project Velo update. Still looks good, doesn't it? Anyway, family day today. Get James in the car and we're going to go to the farm shop for breakfast. But this is what we were doing with that tyre yesterday. So the video ended up dead long yesterday, so I cut out the fixing of the tyre. So this is the rest of it. Got this back now, and we're just going to take the valve out and put some new valves to go in. But hopefully it'll fit in the same hole. But we think, well, what do you think it is? You think it's that seal there gone?
No, it's like, so that valve there doesn't have this section.
No.
You can't take that bit out. I've recorded it a couple of times and it just keeps leaking. So I think in there must be seal.
Yeah, where the other bit screws into. Well, when I tried to blow up the compressor, it's as if the compressor wasn't pushing the middle pin.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was, but we'll take it out and put a new one in and see what happens. Hopefully we can do it without taking the tyre off. I can just kind of, if he slackens that, hopefully we can push it down enough, pull it out the bottom there and get enough clearance. The valve has just fell in to there. So do we just leave it in and see if we can hear it rattle? Or we take the tyre off to get it out? I think we see how it goes, don't you? Probably nearly be better with a socket, wouldn't it, when it's got a tyre valve guard on it. Is it working that? Because it's spinning a bit.
It's just spinning.
See if the compressor will put it on the bead. If not, it's going to be an easy start job.
If it fits, it's not gonna.
It's tight though, isn't it, for getting near that? No wonder it was a stumpy one. Let's just see what we've got in ye tub. That's the same, isn't it? Have a route round, see what I can find. We can't find another one, but you can. We'll get a tyre on it.
Take an air on it.
Yeah, I think so. Don't need the BT yet, or easy start. We've got a spare nut as well. It won't seat, so it's not getting the air in quick enough, so we'll try it without the valve. If not, we'll get the easy start on and pop it on. See what that works down. Sounds like it's leaking underneath, doesn't it? You want to try it once with the yellow one?
See on its side quickly. See if we can find out where it's leaking from.
It's pretty on that side, isn't it, really? You can put a ratchet strap around the outside, but... Oh, there you go. Got it. The other day, did it in the middle of the yard, so did you do it with brake cleaner?
Yeah, brake cleaner, yeah.
Sprayed a bit of brake cleaner and just popped it on. We'll blow it up now to whatever, and then quickly put the valve in.
That's rated PSI.
58. Gonna fall over. We got it up to 58. Took it off, swapped the valve, and lost 8 PSI. Take it. What do we need now? 55. Yeah. Nearly. Morgan's taking this up to his yard in Chorley, so he's going to take the mini mailer once we put the wheel back on. They've just been messing around doing a hydraulic pipe on the chipper, so just loading the bucket on the front, wheels on the back, and you can stick the mini mailer on the back end then. Morgan backing in here now. I think it's easy to back in from the other direction, to be honest. Or is he just going to stop on the side and load it there maybe? No, he's going to back in. Yeah, I always think if you drive past this gateway and back in this way, it's easier. Which I think he's just realised. We're not using the other gate, because we've got to stone it up because it's so muddy. It's putting mud on the road every time we come in and out. Can you get it? Yeah, he's got that. There's a wall under that hedge, so you can't really brush off it. You know, it's easier to back in the way we came. Go on. Go on, you're in on that now. Whoa. Just going to stick a Zerion over that, but maybe we have to stick a quad track over it now. Cut the horse off and move it over there. He's in. For anyone that thinks that wheel's just sat there, it's got a bungee cord in a spider's web holding it on. Go on. It turned out the method in his madness was he got the names of the farms wrong. That's Brook House. This is Wellbrook, so he thought he was going over there anyway. Well, you're not going to stop it? Run, Forrest! That was handy. It's high enough, so we just put the wheel nuts in and off he goes. We're going in this car, not that one. Come on. Look, James, there's still snow on the hills. Back at HQ now after having dinner with the family. Anyway, where do I start? I don't even know where to start here. This is going to be a long, not really a rant, but just kind of putting my position out. So I put a thing out last night about why I don't think it's a good idea to protest. I'll reinforce that a little bit further now. So the other night, a few farmers went demonstrating in Dover about cheap imports. Now, one thing to remember is the country is skint, not just farmers. People want cheap food. Politicians want cheap food. And some of that comes in through the continent. Now, being produced to a lesser standard than UK food is not right, and we do need to do something about it. But just on price, that isn't a valid argument. Also, turning up on your foreign tractor to complain about things coming in isn't ideal. Also, you can guarantee that most of us will be using cheap imported fertiliser because we don't really have any UK fertiliser now, and if we did, it's expensive. So we've just got to be very careful that we are on message if there's anyone standing up to say how unfair farming is at the moment. Also, I would not want to be in Europe. They've got it far worse. They're closing down farms because they're saying there's the too dense a stocking population in Holland. They're taking the rebated diesel, which we still have. Wales, for instance, 10% of the land they want put into trees. You know, in England at the moment, we are probably in a better position than anyone else within Europe. Do the politicians know how tough it is at the moment after the year we've had? Probably not. Is someone else having the cream out the job? 100%. But turning up on the roads when the public, we now have massive support from the public, whether it's through charitable tractor runs, Caleb, Clarkson, that kind of thing. People do respect us at the moment. But if you make them late to visit their sick mum in hospital, or they're late to meet their friends or pick their kids up from school because there's a load of tractors costing 5 times more than their family car in their way, it doesn't really build you any bridges with the public. On the forum, they were saying that they'd obviously seen the video I'd done last night and was criticising, saying, on Twitter, it's never going to work. A social media campaign won't work. Well, it does, because we did it 5 or 10 years ago with glyphosate. And we did it about 2 years ago with eggs, where Sainsbury's share price was being affected and they started paying more for eggs just from social media campaign and joined up thinking. So No Farmers, No Food has a steering group in the background, which I've been asked to sort of be involved with. So hopefully watch that space, because it will be campaigns on social media, not campaigns blocking roads and damaging our reputation with the public at the moment, because it has never been higher. The other thing I've learned is this thread that started on the Farm Informer on Friday, asking questions to me about why I don't criticise NFU, why I don't criticise Red Tractor, and why I don't criticise AHDB, which in reality, if you listen to all what I've said over the years, I think you'll find I will criticise them when I believe they're wrong. I believe that all three are needed. NFU can be better, definitely, but without it, we'd be in a worse position. Red Tractor wants backing up 20 years, no doubt about that. But we've got to have some sort of assurance, because suddenly now it's a standard throughout the world, some level of assurance. Is it right at the moment? No. Do I get frustrated with inspections and needless bureaucracy? Yes. Am I on the board? Yes. Do they pay me to be there? No, I give up my time to represent farmers and tell them when I don't think they're doing something right. Get onto AHDB now. So AHDB, Agricultural and Horticultural Development Board, they spend thousands and thousands and thousands a year developing things, whether it's research, all that kind of thing, or development of personnel to make farming better and more profitable. Now, we pay for it out of every pit of grain we sell, every lamb, every sheep, every cow. But if you use that resource, you will find it will give you very good value for money because it can make your business better. So I won't criticise that either because I've used it. You know, if you don't use it, you might lose it. So I won't really criticise AHDB because that's what it is. They are putting the levy up. They come to one of our NFU meetings and explained why they want to put the levy up, and they said that what they were going to achieve from delivering, from what they'll achieve going forwards from the increase in levy. And to be honest, they sold it to me. It would cost me a few or more £100 over the acreage for the year, but what they were going to do, I could easily get back if I listened to their advice or use some of the resources that they create. So that is that. But what I did realise was when that thing kicked off on Friday morning, I didn't see it. I don't have notifications turned on for most of my social media, including the forum. So it was only this morning I saw it. Well, by the fact that I'd not been on there for 5 days, people had started all sorts of conspiracy theories as to why I hadn't commented to this thread and what was my game and was I paid to not talk and be silent. Well, no, the truth is I was just busy. You know, I've kind of got a family life. I've got a farm to run. I've got several diversification projects going on, which is throwing good money after bad. But, you know, hopefully one day farming will pick up and that will make money as well. But yeah, I didn't comment, but that gave a perfect illustration as to why the NFU needs to be quicker with its communications. Because if you don't communicate, people jump to their own conclusions and conspiracy theories and start trying to shout and get very angry. And that's exactly what happened on that thread because I was just in bliss. Ignorance is bliss. I didn't even know it was going on. So anyway, I went on there, answered the questions, and whether it's calmed the mob down, I don't really know. But I just thought it was interesting to say that communication is key. So yeah, back to the demonstrations. I think the opportunity here is to find out who's making the money and get the public behind us to support us through social media, because it's easy for Karen or Dave to share a video and watch a video sat in their bed at night, but it's not easy for them to get stuck behind a 9-ton tractor on whether it's owned or on HP, costing more than their car, delaying them from going about their day-to-day business. If we get a joined up approach, which that No Farmers No Food is trying to do, lead some social media campaigns, and hopefully we'll get there. Anyway, that is 6.5 minutes of complete waffle from me. Hopefully you've listened to it, and hopefully you'll understand why I don't think it's a good idea. A lot of people that have been messaging me are just completely angry and saying that we were skint, it's a terrible year. It is, we all know that, but we need the public to support us, because in the world that we live in now, if we can control the narrative by having the public on our side, the MPs listen to the voters, especially in election year. Years ago, it was very hard to influence the public unless you were in the mainstream media. So what people used to try and do was lobby government officials and MPs to say what was going on and try and get things done in the background. Doesn't work like that now. Now you get the public, i.e. the voters, on side, and the MPs listen. That's why social media is very powerful and very important. And I've been lucky enough that the profiles on all the different channels and the people that I've met all can work together if we get it right. I think that's made sense. Don't know. But dead quick now before I go. Birthday bumper. Spencer Julian Thomas is 6. Will Bayliss is 22. Anthony Dwyer is on there. Laura Simpson is 22 as well. Ian Davey, Cassie Olden, Lily Mitchell's 8, and Roy Dearlove is 59, and we're nearly at 59,000. Anyway, sorry today's video is boring. I hope you understand the position of what I'm in, because for some reason, anytime something happens within farming, I get messages on both sides of the fence, and Twitter, Instagram, TikTok have just gone crazy when I've put videos on saying what I think about protests at the moment. But at the moment, the time is not right. We are not, I don't believe, at that level that we need to do that. I think if we get some joined up approach on the social media campaigns, we maybe get it to the point where we find out the worst offending supermarket, get the public behind us and advise them not to shop at a certain supermarket for a week, Then the next worst one, offender, we then target that one and do it that way around. That way the public still has access to everything that they do. It doesn't affect their lives. We just give them the choice to help us. And maybe then the supermarkets, when they get a bit of bad press and feel a bit of pain, they might start to pay fair. But the biggest thing that's going on in England, not Wales, that's a mess. You know, I can quite happily go and stand with Wales if they want to do that, but at the moment I don't think England's there, is get it fairness in the supply chain. There we go anyway. 9 minutes of waffle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.